Alright, so we got a bunch more dug out today. They got a bunch poured. Just plugging along here. This stuff's turning out pretty nice. But I am having to do a little bit of, I don't know what you'd call it, modification to the way you dig. I've talked about it before. It works best if you kind of dig a little on one side on one pass and move over about an inch or half inch, dig another pass until you get down a little deeper. And then I've kind of been doing that all the way to the bottom of this because it needs a little bit of extra room in it for insulation. So, but it actually makes a pretty nice looking ditch if you do it that way. The stuff's digging pretty good. A few rocks in it, not as bad as some areas. Some areas pretty rocky. Some of this dirt's really pretty nice. Once you get under that crust, it's not too bad till you get down through the slick fill into the junk that covered up. It's kind of sticky black crap that's got chunks of concrete in it, that kind of stuff. But ever so often, I guess I got concrete coming. Every so often you run into a big rock or something in here. But they, well, not too bad. But you gotta dig a spot footing every now and then. They're going to try to, I think they're going to try to pour these footings in the morning, which, there goes another train. The nice thing about a stick frame building is they don't have to set anchor bolts. I think they're probably drilling those in, either that or they're going to put them in the slab itself. I don't know how they do that. I've never really been around the framing crew on an apartment building. I think this is going to have, they said 230 some units between the two buildings. So there's going to be a lot of I just talked to the plumber. He said there's a lot of plumbing going to go in here. Once we get these footings in place, the plumbers will come in and they'll start their underground. Move across the road and do something over there, I hope. At least that's the plan. They're having some issues on the pad over there not being big enough, I think. I imagine we'll get it all worked out at some point. The graffiti artists have been at it on them trains. Anyway, just a pretty simple deal. Ah. 2-foot bucket's usually one of my favorite ones to use. It's a good balance of, gummit, see that? That'll probably fall off now. All it takes is a a wrong move and you split this stuff open. It's a mess. I think there's a rock down there or something I hit. This stuff doesn't stick together very good. If once it comes apart, it's apart. Overall, it's working out pretty good. Can't complain. I got that one side of this hole a little bit big, but just gotta ease into that stuff. You just can't plow through it. Little at a time, works out good. In that side too. It's kind of deceiving. Every now and then it looks like you're just going along good and then you'll hit a rock. And if you don't act quick enough, you'll blow something up like I just about did there. To kind of be ready to stop the direction you're moving and go the other way right quick. But this has been a pretty fun one so far. I've enjoyed it. I guess it's my 5th day on this job. I did 3 days last week, and this is Tuesday. I think I'll probably for sure be here again tomorrow. Probably might even be back Thursday, I don't know. I can't see the bottom of the hole right there, so guessing at it and I missed. You notice this bucket's a little shorter than my other ones. I kind of wish I had a longer 2-foot bucket. A lot of guys like these low profiles. I don't. I like the extra length, so you can kind of straight edge. You can cut straight down a wall like that with it better, I think. You don't run into the pivot pin when you're digging a straight edge. What I mean by that is when you're pushing straight down, like cutting that wall, these low profile buckets just aren't quite as handy as the long ones, I think. I don't know. Like I say, a lot of people like them. A lot of backhoe guys like the shorter buckets. I need to get me a different 2-foot bucket. I think there's some coming up on auction I need to try to bid on. Every time I bid on an auction, I usually end up missing the day that the stuff sells. I'll miss the last 10 minutes of it. I'll be too busy doing something else. I had a, they might tell me I'm going to have to widen this out, I don't know. I had to bid on a 4-foot bucket, and that dang thing sold for, I don't know what I would have did with it, but I think a 4-foot bucket's hard on machinery. But I was down to the last day on it, and it was hot, and I was working on a water meter or something, water leak, and my phone kept buzzing, and I didn't know what it was. It was Purple Wave text messaging me saying that I missed it, or I was outbid, and I just kept thinking it was somebody trying to get a hold of me, and I didn't even think about it. So, anyway, that thing sold for like $200 or something. But I would have liked to have had it just to, I mean, if you get on a job to a lot of sand or something that wasn't real hard digging, it'd be pretty cool to have a 4-foot bucket. And it'd probably be even cooler to put a flat blade on it, take the teeth off, and just use it for a grading bucket. But it was a big old heavy one. I just didn't get it bought. Anyway, every now and then New Holland buckets come up for sale. Quite as high demand as John Deere cat or something like that, probably, or Case. That's the thing, they're all different. All the buckets, all the backhoe guys did a different bucket, which kind of sucks because it would have sure been nice if they'd all said, hey, let's use the same bucket, guys. But they didn't. So whenever you switch brands, backhoes, you're going to end up having to buy buckets to match it or whatever. Coming up to the corner, we got another one of them little pitchfork looking footings to dig out. Kind of an odd deal. We're going to have to get rid of this pile of dirt. We've got a bunch of footings that go in there where it's at. I think we've got dump trucks coming in the morning. Probably be loading trucks a little bit tomorrow. And get that out of the way. Once we get that out of the way, we've got a bunch more footing to dig there. It's going to be more of that shallow 8-inch deep stuff. Just don't look right when you dig it. First 6 inches of a dig are usually pretty rough. So if you're ditch is only 8 inches deep. It don't look good. Anyway, that's about all I know. Just backhoeing. Try to dig those, when you're digging up to an angle like that, try to dig at least halfway through it. That way when you dig the other side out, you don't have to mess with cleaning out so much. I'll have to kind of back over the dirt pile a little bit here and get it an angle. I might not be quite lined up, but don't know. We'll see here. Well, about 3 inches off. A little closer. Get full buckets every time. That's what a lot of operators tell me. They're like, yeah, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you have the patience to dig without getting a full bucket. It's different, but this stuff, you're better to leave more dirt than you are to take too much. You're not really in a race to. You're not in a race to dig the most dirt. You're more or less trying to leave some. Try to take the minimum amount out, so that makes the minimum amount of concrete they have to use. Think of it as building a concrete form out of dirt. That's what we're basically doing, earth form concrete. They've got to put in the insulation on the, and there was a little confusion on that, but this is actually a courtyard in the center of this building. So they want it insulated from the, kind of like an exterior footing. This is actually an exterior footing, so. We're going a little wider on it. Hopefully enough. I think it is. couple inches of foam they're putting in there, so rock busters chasing me with their steel. We were trying to keep this dirt separated, but I don't think these guys are using it anymore. They were using some across the street on another job. I think at this point we just got to get rid of it.